चंचल चित का भटका पंछी लौट जो नीड़ में आए, सुख चैन अनोखा पाए। छोड़ तनिक दुनिया का शोर, मोड़ के मुख अंतर की ओर, जब मन का मौन हो जाए। चंचल चित का भटका पंछी लौट जो नीड़ में आए, सुख चैन अनोखा पाए। अंतर्मुखता की बैठ गुफा में मिलता परम विश्राम है। हर तार से मन के तार जुड़े तो शक्ति मिले अविराम है। अंतर्मुखता की बैठ गुफा में मिलता परम विश्राम है। हर तार से मन के तार जुड़े तो शक्ति मिले अविराम है। आनंद के अनहद गीत मधुर अंतर निरंतर गाए। आनंद के अनहद गीत मधुर अंतर निरंतर गाए। सुख चैन अनोखा पाए। छोड़ तनिक दुनिया का शोर, मोड़ के मुख अंतर की ओर, जब मन का मौन हो जाए। मन का मौन हो जाए। हलचल की हवा थमने लगी, सद्विवेक ज्योति जगने लगी। शांत हृदय में प्रीत प्रभु की चिंताएं हरने लगी। हलचल की हवा थमने लगी, सद्विवेक ज्योति जगने लगी। शांत हृदय में प्रीत प्रभु की चिंताएं हरने लगी। नव सृष्टि सृजन संकल्प सुमन उत्साह उमंग जगाए। नव सृष्टि सृजन संकल्प सुमन उत्साह उमंग जगाए। सुख चैन अनोखा पाए। छोड़ तनिक दुनिया का शोर, मोड़ के मुख अंतर की ओर, जब मन का मौन हो जाए। चंचल चित का भटका पंछी लौट जो नीड़ में आए, सुख चैन अनोखा पाए। जब मन का मौन हो जाए, सुख चैन अनोखा पाए।
Om Shanti. Before beginning the session, I would like you to have a small practice. I will speak some thoughts and you try to visualize and experience according to whatever I'm saying. For 5-6 minutes we'll have this exercise and then we'll begin the session. So let's meditate first. Sit in one place comfortably. and gently withdraw your attention from the world outside and bring it to your face. Bring your full attention to your face. In the face, there are the two eyes. And there is a point between the two eyes. Where we apply the tilak or bindi. Just take your attention to that point. The point between the two eyes. And then allow your attention to penetrate through that point and go within. As the attention goes within, I can see on the inside behind the two eyes there is a tiny star of light. This tiny star of light is absolutely still, silent, and peaceful. just like the stars in the sky. That are still. This star of light behind the eyes is very still. And the light emerging from this star is the light of peace. Subtle white light. Full of calmness and peace. Is emerging from the star of light. Just feel the peace. Of this light of peace. And allow your attention to dwell on it for some time. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I welcome you all to this Rajyoga session, and at the outset I would like to share that my name is Shilpa. So people call me Shilpa Didi, Shilpa sister, or BK Shilpa. So that is how I am known. And I can see all your names, but some have not written their name on the screen. There are some who have their mobile names on screen. So if you could change that, we could know your names. And it would be very nice if you could switch on the video and attend the class so that I could also see you. And then second thing is, you listen to this class attentively. You preferably have a notebook and pen while you listen to the session, because there will be many points which will be useful for you if you note it down and reflect on it later. So you could use a pen and a paper for the class, and then if you really want to imbibe whatever is being taught, then just do some homework. And the homework is, after the session, identify 2 or 3 points or more, if you like, from the session which made sense to you and which you think you will reflect on and try to imbibe in your life. And then you can write those points and send to me on WhatsApp on the same number on which you have registered. So I will also get an idea about what you understood, because I don't want this communication to be one-sided, only I speaking, but then I can't make it two-sided the other way, because if everybody speaks, then there'll be no time for the session. So the communication that we can have could be done in this way, that I give you the session and then you write to me the points that made sense to you. And that way I could also know you, what you've understood, what you've taken away from the session today. Okay, so this is at the outset. So today, first things first, you have come for this Rajyoga session, registered for it, taken out time for it. So what are you seeking from these sessions? What is it that you're looking forward to? What do you want from these sessions? Because you see, when you give your time and energy to something, you want something out of it. So what is it that you're seeking from this session? Please write on the chat box. I would like to know. So what is it that you are seeking or wanting to have from these sessions, or what are you looking forward to, or what are you looking for in life which you would like to have through these sessions? So anybody who would like to share, you just write on the chat box. So there is an answer: to understand myself, who am I, and what else? Is there any other thing that you want? Everybody wants to understand who I am. Okay, mental peace and to remove negative thoughts, improvement in emotional feelings, want to be more optimistic. Okay, mental peace, meditation, how to do meditation, and also want to gain inner peace. Mental peace, connection with self, understanding of oneself, increased focus and concentration. Very good. How to deal with anger, balanced mindset. Nice. Peace and positive energy, and how to help myself understand and remove myself from the toxic situation which I am in. Okay. To become one with God, to get positive vibes and think in a positive way, settle the cluttered thoughts. Okay. Very nice. So all of these things you want. Peace, remain unaffected by the external world, understanding of oneself and become more calm and balanced person, gaining focus, better self-control in a positive way. So okay, so these are the things that you want. Now, good enough. So why don't you have it? So who is stopping you from having mental peace? Or who is stopping you from not having negative thoughts? So that is what we will try to understand. So you see, there is a saying that one cannot change his reality by having the same mentality. So if you want to change your reality, you have to change your mentality. And you see, many a times we think that meditation will help us have peace. But if my reality is of peacelessness or lack of concentration, or I am having negative thoughts, negative feelings, and I want to change that reality, then first I have to change my mentality. And what is my mentality? So a very prominent aspect of our mentality is our thoughts. So, and apart from the thoughts, what is my mindset, my attitude towards everything, that has to change. So, meditation comes next. First comes understanding what is the right mindset to have, what are the right thoughts to create, and how thoughts are responsible for your destiny. So, first we will begin by understanding that the feelings that you described, so all that you wrote on the chat box, these are the feelings you are feeling, right? Or these are the states that you are experiencing, the states of mind. Now, what is the seed of a feeling? The seed of a feeling is thought. Correct? So you feel as you think, and then what is the seed of your thought? Where do your thoughts come from? So do you think that your thoughts come from the environment or from how other people behave with you, or from your past experiences? So do you think that these external factors, they determine how you think? How many of you think that these are the source of your thoughts? All three? Yes. How many of you think that these are the source of your thoughts? Please raise hands. Your experiences, your environment, and how other people behave with you. Yes. So everybody is raising hands. Everybody agrees that this is why we think the way we think. And if you think that your thoughts are a product of everything that's going on around you, then you can never have control over everything that's happening around you. Is it possible to control everyone and everything? Do you think? No. So you cannot control people, you cannot control situations, you cannot control your past experiences. Fine. Somebody misbehaved with you, you had a bad childhood, or you had bad experiences in life. Can you change that? You cannot change that. Can you change anybody who is misbehaving with you right now? You can't change them. Can you change your environment? You can't change it. Then if you think that your thought is a product of all these factors, then your feelings cannot be changed. Understood? So thoughts lead to feelings. Now, or thoughts lead to capacities. So if I have low concentration, or I have negative thoughts, negative feelings, so and I think that my thoughts depend on external factors, then how will I change my feelings? Because then if my thoughts depend on external factors and factors beyond my control, then my feelings will also depend on that. And then it is impossible to change my feelings and the state of mind that I am in. So if we go by this belief system that my environment, my past experiences, and other people's behaviors are responsible for how I think and feel, then I am pretty much a slave of my circumstances. And then I cannot choose my thoughts and feelings, and I cannot change them. So this session is about rediscovering or about rethinking whether really my thoughts are a product of all these things. Okay, so first we have to change our mentality. What is our mindset? So if my mindset says that these external factors control my thoughts and feelings, then with this mindset I cannot change the reality of my negative thoughts, negative feelings, or negative experience of life. Alright, so if you want to change your reality, what do you have to change? Your mindset or mentality. So what is the mindset that we are proposing instead of these three things controlling your thoughts? What is it that we are proposing is responsible for the way you think? So, in the language of spirituality, your thought is your own creation. Your thought is your own creation. Your thought is not a product of what is happening to you, but your thought is a product of how you are responding to what is happening to you. Okay, so whatever is happening to me is happening to me, right? But how am I responding to what is happening to me? That is creating my thought. So just answer one simple question. If somebody is abusing you in a language you don't understand, do you feel bad? No. So, do you feel bad because somebody abuses you, or do you feel bad because you understand it? So, it is your understanding that makes you feel bad. It's not the abuse. It is as simple as that, right? So, it is not what is happening outside, but how I am interpreting it, understanding it, responding to it, that is the basis of my thought and my feeling. Okay, and I give you two choices here. So, if there is so let's take a scenario. There is a jungle, and that jungle is strewn with thorns, all over the place. There are just big thorns lying in the jungle. And then there are two choices. One is you clean the whole jungle, and the second choice is you wear slippers in your feet. Which choice would you make? Second choice, right? And if you wear slippers in your feet, you can clean the jungle also, right? And if you don't wear slippers in your feet, you set out to clean the jungle, you take 2 steps, you get hurt, you stop your effort, right? So, these circumstances outside, these happenings, whatever is going on outside, all of that is there. It is like the jungle full of thorns. And I cannot clean it, and that jungle is not my problem if I have slippers in my feet. That is, if I take care to program myself or to train myself or to empower myself enough to understand that my thought and my feeling is my creation and I have choice over it. I don't have choice over the external situation, but my thought and my feeling is my creation, my choice. If I can empower myself up to it, then I don't mind the jungle out there. And second thing is I can even clean it. I can even make a difference outside if I take responsibility for my thoughts and feelings first. Okay, so from the example I gave you about the abuse, you understand that somebody is telling something, somebody is doing something, but only when you understand it, you interpret it in a certain way, you think and feel the way you do. Correct? So, what do I have to learn? I have to learn not to change the circumstances. I don't have to learn the method to change the circumstances. I have to learn the method to keep my thoughts positive, powerful, purposeful in the face of all circumstances. So this course is about that. Now you see, why is it important to outline the objective of this course in the outset? Because most people, when they meditate or when they go to temples or when they do any kind of bhakti, the mindset is it will change my circumstances. Yes, so many people meditate and they think that because you're meditating, your vibrations will change your circumstances. But what you have to understand is your vibrations have to first change you, not your circumstances. So you are meditating for yourself, not for changing anything outside. Is that clear? Yes, if you have this aim, then this course will work for you. If you have the other aim, it will not work for you. So first I'll give you what we are offering, because if there is a confusion between what you want and what we are offering, then we cannot be on the same page. So first thing is, we are not offering you any kind of solace in circumstances and situations. We are telling you that you will think differently and feel differently in the face of every situation if you pay attention to what we are telling you to do in these sessions. All right. Now, one thing we have to understand is this mindset that I am a product of my circumstances, and until my circumstances change, I cannot feel differently, think differently. This is a very deep-seated mindset. This is a very, very deep-seated mindset. So, although I am telling this to you in class for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you have to keep repeating it to yourself until you get it. Because this is something new. This is not the language you speak to yourself. Do you speak to yourself in the language that we are speaking right now? No. Every time, there is a feeling of irritation, there is a feeling of anger. What do you say? I am angry because this person is doing this. Or I am angry, I am irritated because this person is taking too much time to do this. Or I am irritated because the traffic is not clearing. Or I am angry because this person deserves my anger, and this will not change until I get angry. So, we are always thinking, this is a very deep-seated conditioning and programming, that my thoughts and my feelings are a product of what is happening around me. And you have to keep telling yourself that no, this is not happening because of what's happening around me, but because of how I am thinking in response to what's happening around me. Okay, so at best we could say that the situations outside are a stimulus. Okay, they are a stimulus, but you are the one creating a response to that stimulus. And if you empower yourself, you can change that response. Maybe you are not able to do it right now, but with some training, some education, some practice, some meditation, you will be able to come at a place where you will respond differently to that same stimulus. Okay, so this is about what we are offering in this course. And just like we understood that the root of feelings is thought, let us understand the root of destiny now. Okay, so I will give you a whole chain of how destiny is created, and in this whole chain we will understand that my destiny is not a product of anything outside. So I create my destiny through my karma. And how, you must have heard this many times, that you create your destiny through your karma. But how do we create our destiny through our karma? Let's take a look at the whole chain of how this works in the internal world. So there are some words I will say, you write it down, there's a whole chain, and then I'll explain it to you. So first is thought, then is feeling, then attitude, action, habit, personality, relationships, and destiny. Okay? Thought, feeling, attitude, action, habit, personality, relationships, and destiny. Okay? This is how destiny is created. Okay? With the seed of a thought. Fine. So let's understand this. Suppose I create a thought today, nobody loves me, nobody cares for me. Do you create that thought? Many a times, right? Nobody loves me, nobody cares for me, or nobody respects me. All right? So this is the thought I created. Now what is the feeling I'll have? My feeling will be that of being disrespected, being not loved, being abandoned, being neglected. This is the feeling I create if I think like this. And then what is my attitude? Whenever I see somebody, even if they are showing care, I cannot see that care. Even if they are showing respect, even if they are showing love, I cannot see that, because my attitude determines my vision. And if I believe that nobody cares for me, nobody respects me, I will see disrespect, I will see lack of love and care in all the actions that other people are doing. Do you agree with this? Yes. Let's say I created a thought, nobody respects me. And then when I met somebody, they talked to me for 5 minutes, and then in the whole conversation, we were around for 2 hours, but they only talked to me for 5 minutes. And then I would say that they neglected me for 1 hour and 55 minutes. I will not say they talked to me for 5 minutes. I will say they neglected me for 1 hour 55 minutes. And I will forget that they came and talked to me for 5 minutes. And all I see is disrespect, lack of attention, lack of care, lack of love, because that's my attitude. And your attitude creates your perception. You will see according to the attitude you have. Yes, does it happen? Yes, I'll give you one example. There's a lady, and she told me that my son, when he comes from office, after he got married, but previously he used to come and talk to me, but now he doesn't come and talk to me. He only talks to his wife. He neglects me completely. So then I said, where do you live in the house? So she said, downstairs. And where does your daughter-in-law live? Upstairs. So I said, first he comes downstairs, right? So she said, yes. And what does he do first thing when he comes? So she says, he asks me, how was your day, mom? And then I said, okay. And then what he does? Then he runs upstairs. So I said, but first he talks to you. Isn't that so? Then what do you do when he says, how was your day? So she says, I say, yes, it was fine. And then I wait for him to say something. So I said, but you also don't speak the second sentence, do you? Because you are waiting to observe whether after this he stands here or runs away. So if you engaged him, wouldn't he talk to you? He would talk to you. But he is not talking to you because you are also not talking to him. But you have this attitude that he doesn't talk to me. So you are interpreting all his actions like that. When he comes, the first thing you notice is he talked to me one sentence and then he ran away. But he talked to you first. Why don't you see that? Yes, so the thing is, when you have this thought, it translates into a feeling, it becomes an attitude, then you see according to your attitude. And it holds true for every thought. You think I am neglected at home, you think I am neglected in office, you think I am overburdened in office, you think that I do not receive as much as effort I put in. Many people think that my success doesn't match my effort. So everything that you think becomes a feeling and then an attitude, and then you are focusing on those aspects which are in consonance with that attitude. And then what happens is you act according to your attitude. So let's go back to the previous example, and when there is somebody who talked to you for 5 minutes in the party and then they have this 1 hour 55 minutes they talk to other people, and then you thought they neglected me and you created this attitude, this person is neglecting me, then what is your action? Next time you look at them, you avoid them. Yes, so instead of doing, you think people don't love you, respect you, but what is your action? You are disrespecting people, you are not loving them. You are not showing any care because you think attack is the best defense. Yes, so now in defense, you are in attack mode. I don't want to be the one at the receiving end, so let me do it first. I don't want to be avoided, let me avoid first. I don't want to be treated badly, let me be the one to be treating somebody else badly first. Don't you do that? We all do that, right? So then this is my action. And then when I keep repeating an action, it becomes a habit. And then what are habits like? Habits are like blind spots. You have a blind spot here behind your head, and everybody in the world can see it but you can't see it. And similarly, everybody can see our habits, our patterns, but we can't see it. Yes, you ask somebody to copy you, they copy you very nicely, but you can't copy yourself because you are not aware of your habits. They are aware of your habits, they can see it. You can't see your habits. Yes, and then there are habits of thoughts, attitude, action, feeling, everything. And these habits become, these habits are created because there is a simple law of habit. Whatever you do repeatedly will become a habit. You create a thought, similar thoughts all the time, it becomes a habit. Similar feelings all the time, habit. Similar attitude all the time, it becomes a habit. Similar action you do all the time, becomes a habit. Yes, so have you seen that sometimes people have this thought that other people might be busy and I might not be on their priority list, so let me not call them and disturb them. Yes, and then they stop calling, and then it becomes such a habit that you never call anybody. And then even if you call, you are hurrying and telling your thing because you think that they are busy. They never told you I'm busy. But you are creating that thought that they might be busy. So you have created that habit of avoiding people. And then it shows in your actions also. And then imperfect communication is leading to imperfect relationships. Yes, so this is how it is going. And then a collection of many habits that we have, it becomes our personality. So what is our personality? Our different habits come together, they create our personality. And then birds of the same breed flock together. Even the reels on your Instagram are in consonance with your personality. Yes. So all the relationships you have on social media, the relationships you have with reels and videos, the relationships you have around you, they are all in consonance with your personality, because you give time and you spend time with those who match with your personality. Right? You gel together, you breeds, birds of the same breed flock together. And then your personality and your relationships, they are precisely your destiny, are they not? So this is how destiny is created. And you see, in all of this, nobody else has any role to play. We are doing everything on our own. And it starts with a thought. And that thought, we say, depends on others. So when you give the remote control of your thought to others, you are precisely handing over the remote control of your destiny to others. Yes, and there is a very beautiful way we say it, that you can count the number of apples, the number of seeds in an apple, but you can't count the number of apples in a seed. Yes, and the seed is thought. So when this seed is planted, when one thought is created, it is leading to a whole destiny. And so here we have to first take responsibility for our thoughts. And how do we take responsibility for our thoughts? So it's a long journey. This whole session, this whole journey is about that. But today we will start with one simple thing which you take away from this session. Try to sit in silence and create conscious thoughts. So, at this point of time, the way we are leading our lives, what we are doing is, every thought is unconscious. Yes, so, if I ask you, what are the thoughts you created in the last 1 hour? You are not aware of them, right? So, we are not aware of the thoughts we are creating, because our whole focus is on outside, and whatever is happening outside, thoughts are, so conditioned. We are so conditioned that whatever is happening outside is running inside. So we are automatically thinking about them. But now we have to take away that power from outside and bring ourselves to that point where we understand, I create my thoughts. So you cannot create your thoughts suddenly in situations. You cannot take charge of your thoughts suddenly in situations, but what you can do is, when there is no situation outside, when you're sitting in meditation, when you're sitting in silence, you have a me time. At that time, try to take charge and consciously create thoughts. Okay? So when you consciously create thoughts, then you will understand that you create thoughts, right? You can create thoughts, and you don't need anything else to trigger your thoughts. For example, right now, what do you do first thing when you have nothing outside triggering your thoughts? You take the phone, or you pick up the phone or talk to somebody, because you think that you cannot think without a trigger. You cannot think without a stimulus. And otherwise, your memory track, it starts giving you thoughts. So, old things, all the rubbish starts coming in your mind, and you want to escape that. So again, you try to distract yourself. But now, in this first practice for, creating empowerment, we are not talking about spirituality or meditation right now. That comes much later. We are just talking about sitting and taking charge of my thoughts and creating conscious thoughts. So the first kind of conscious thought we would create today is, I am peaceful. Okay, everybody wants peace. So first thing, let's sit silently and create this thought, I am peaceful. This is the first thought we'll create. But before that, I'll take some questions and then we'll have that exercise. Okay, so there are some questions which people have written, so let me take it. How to handle if they are toxic but I have good thoughts to them? If you have good thoughts to them, then they are not toxic for you. So, how do you know they are toxic? Because you are thinking about their toxicity. If you're not thinking about their toxicity, they can't be toxic for you, right? And let me tell you, you see, you just understand that whether they are good or bad, you don't suffer because of they being good or bad. You suffer because you are thinking about their goodness or badness. So if you keep your thoughts about, they are good for them. Not good for me, no problem, good for them. They should be good for themselves. So just create that thought and let them alone. And don't bring, even if somebody is toxic, you don't have to think about their toxicity and disturb yourself. Okay. But you need power for that. And these sessions will help you build that power. Okay. Okay, my situation is different. I respect everyone, but my family is toxic, which led me to a dual personality, which are different from one another. I have not thought about it. First, they have labeled me with names. All right. See, there is a very beautiful saying, you cannot change what happened to you in the past. Whatever happened to you, maybe that was bad, sad, I agree with it. But that can't be changed. So don't make it an excuse to continue with that same thought pattern. You want to lead a different life, better life, take charge of your thought and mind now and change your thought patterns now, even if they were created in the past. So you see, we understood that if you think in a certain way for a long time, then that will create a pattern. So your thought pattern has been created in the past. I agree with that. But now, see, the same rule applies now also. Whatever you think repeatedly will become a new thought pattern. So instead of thinking about what happened in the past, think about how you want to be in the future and create those thoughts, and then you will become that person. It requires inner work. It's not easy, and nobody in this world is in an easy position right now. But it is possible, and that is the good news. So if you take this and try, we can create a better personality for ourselves in the future. Okay. Is silence the best thing in response when the opposite person is judgmental or abusive? It doesn't. So you see, if somebody is physically abusive, then you can set physical boundaries. You have to, in fact, not can, you have to set physical boundaries. You cannot allow somebody to beat you black and blue and stay silent. That's not happening. You take the help of the police or whatever. You can set limits to it. But when it is about just verbal abuse, or it's about somebody being judgmental, then you have to understand that they are not abusing you, they are not being judgmental to you, they are just expressing their opinion. And everybody is entitled to their opinion. And you are see, you are also writing in the class that they are judgmental and they are abusive. Are you not writing? Correct? So that is your opinion of them. Yes, you are not shying away from giving that opinion. You are writing, right? They are judgmental, they are abusive. So that is a label you choose to give them. There are certain labels they choose to give you, but you don't, just like they are not threatened by your labels. You tell them 100 times you are abusive, they don't care. So whatever they are telling you, why do you care? Right? Somebody is telling you you are good for nothing, good for nothing. Okay, no problem. You are also telling them you are abusive, but they are not listening to you, are they? No. They are not taking it personally. They are saying, okay, I'm not abusive, you have the problem. So when they are able to do that, why are you not able to do that? Yes, the problem is you are also having an opinion of them, but they are not threatened by it. They are also having an opinion of you which you are threatened by. So don't be threatened by anybody's opinion. Don't take it personally. It's just an opinion. You live in a free country. Everybody is free to have their opinion of you. But that is not you. And that is not your problem. Okay? So then there is another question. My partner keeps on fluctuating. At times he shows love. At times he shows love, and at the other moment he gets lost in his past and career problems and other things, and then neglects me or gets cold. I try to handle that warm and cold behavior, but my emotional health gets impacted. What to do? So he has other work to do also, and that is okay. Nobody's primary job is to take care of you. Okay, so you handle your emotions. Don't think about, so you see, somebody is nice to you, somebody is not nice to you. You have to understand that when somebody is nice to you, so you see, when somebody is nice to you, what do you tell yourself? I am nice because they think I am nice. Okay? Then somebody is bad to you, you say, I am bad because they think I am bad. Right? But now you have to understand, you are who you are, even if they speak nicely to you or badly to you. And then you are in charge of your thoughts and feelings despite their behavior, right? So you are not betrayed by people, you are betrayed by your expectations of them. You have to understand this, and slowly, gradually, I am just giving you some ideas today. I am not expecting at all that you will be able to do it today itself, but yes, if you stay on this journey, these thoughts that I am giving you today will become a reality and you will be able to do it. Okay? How to overcome from guilt? You have to understand that the best repentance for what you are guilty for is change, not feeling guilty. So when you change that behavior or that action for which you are guilty, that will take you away from guilt. So when you change yourself, that is the biggest, the biggest thing that frees you from your guilt or the action that you did in the past. All right, now let's practice. Let's practice conscious thinking. So in this meditation, we will visualize our inner world as a pond full of ripples, and then we keep looking at it and the ripples stabilize, and then the pond is clear, and then you look inside and you plant, you see inside that there is a deep beneath that pond there is this experience of deep peace. So I will give you the commentary and you try to visualize accordingly. Okay, let's begin. Just become aware. that there is an outer world and there is an inner world. Step into your inner world. It is the world of your thoughts and feelings. Right now, the inner world is turbulent. Just like turbulent water. There are waves of thoughts coming and going in the mental space. But as you just observe them, not engage with them, but just observe, these waves are becoming silent. My inner space is now like still, clear water. So still, so clear, that it is peaceful. I am peaceful. In the stillness of my inner space, I am experiencing deep peace. Just allow your mind to hold this thought and feeling for some time. ओम शांति।
ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे गढ़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। सोना है और भी निखरता, अग्नि में तप के सोना है और भी निखरता, दुर्गम को पार करके हिमालय कोई चढ़ाए, लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, लाएगी रंग मेहनत आखिर तुम्हारी एक दिन, होगा विशाल तरवर वो बीज जो पड़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। सर्व शक्तियों से जब साथ है हमारे, वो सर्व शक्तियों से जब साथ है हमारे, हर काम उसके रहते हरगिज़ हुआ पड़ा है। कभी हारना ना, हिम्मत का कदम बढ़ाओ, कभी हारना ना, हिम्मत का कदम बढ़ाओ, हजारों कदम बढ़ाने वो सामने खड़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी हैं, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा